But as some of you have seen, our esteemed upline and co-master distributor, Brian Robert, has popped in. He's getting busier and busier, and his time is getting more and more scarce. So I'm just going to throw him right into the fire and see if he can talk to you guys for 2 or 3 minutes and just give you a little idea of his vision and what he sees with the company, or anything he wants to share, or any other secret videos he has of aliens or satellites or who knows what.
Yeah, the alien videos coming in January. So, but no, I appreciate it. I'm only going to be on here for a minute. I didn't see anything, Ozzy. So we're all good. And Kevin, thank you so much for all the hard work you and the team has done. You know, it's always interesting to me in networking. You know, we recognize a person, but we all know that there's a huge team, you know, behind that, with a lot of people that are working hard. And so I can tell you, I don't take that for granted, and absolutely appreciate it. Of course, Ozzy's, you know, along with Chris, two of my right-hand men, you know, in this business, and, you know, the work and time and energy that everybody's doing. But you know what, we're all working towards a goal, right? And I've been fortunate to have a great career in this industry, and I've been part of some, you know, what I felt were really good companies, and there is a lot of great companies out there. But you know, the vision that Joe had, and I was fortunate to bring him into the industry and to work with him for well over a decade, you know, going on 2 decades now. And you know, the vision that he had when we started this company was, we wanted a home. You know, we were tired of being part of businesses where the owners didn't understand what we did. We know that we put our names on the line and our faces on the line, and you know, go to people and tell them, hey, no, this is good. You know, put your hard-earned money in it, and then they would make decisions that we would then have to go back and explain to someone in some country, you know, why, you know, things didn't work the way that we said. And, you know, I think there was a time that it was enough. And, you know, a lot of people that we were close to, like Ozzy and a lot of others, you know, came on board, caught that vision, and you know, the company exploded. Well, you know, just like anything, you know, it started growing, and now it's really starting to explode. And it's just great to be a part of. You know, this debt box project is real. You know, people that are way smarter than me when it comes to crypto, and I'm no spring chicken, you know, when it comes to crypto. Have tried to look, you know, for the flaws or this and that, but we just got back from Africa. I was out there in Nebraska looking at, you know, oil well, talking to the rough hands and watching them, you know, pump it, and, you know, everything else. I've known Roy, who's one of the partners, for about 15 years. I knew that he worked in Ghana. I knew he had gold mines and different things for years. So, you know, it's a real project. We have I believe a great company. We're not a perfect company. We're definitely experiencing growing pains, you know, if you're growing as fast as we are growing right now. But I can tell you that, you know, all the decisions that are being made are being made for the people. You know, it's for networkers, by networkers. We take it very, very serious. When we bring someone into business in India or in Mexico or in any country, you know, that there is in the United States, you know, because we've all experienced some of those highs and those lows. And, you know, after doing this for 30 years, I can tell you that it's a breath of fresh air to, sorry, people are walking in the room. It's a breath of fresh air to, you know, be part of a business that is so transparent transparent in everything that we're doing. And I'm just excited to get to know everybody. Please come out here to Utah. You'll get to come up to my house, and I'll beat y'all in foosball or in some video games, or make some food or something like that. But it's going to be a great time. And the last thing I'll say, and then I'll turn it over, and we have a house full of people, so I'm going to have to run, is it's just the beginning. When you start to really understand, the magnitude, like when I went to Nebraska, and I'm like, oh, so y'all have hit 8 million barrels and 100 million barrels and 1,700 acres of natural gas. And this is just one of many projects. I was like, well, how long does this project last? They're like, oh, this is like 20 years. And so when you really start to understand, we're just in the infancy, both of IX, and in these debt box projects and everything that they're doing. It's exciting. And it reminds me when I saw Bitcoin under $1, and I just didn't grasp it. I didn't believe it. I don't know what it was. It just seemed, it was before exchanges, and I was like, well, I have to send somebody money and this and that. And, and sometimes that's how it is. I think we maybe don't, there's a lot of people out there that will hear about this that won't get involved, just like there was a lot of people that heard about crypto that didn't get involved. And maybe a lot of people on this call, and or it went up to $2 and then they sold it, and they said, well, it's probably reached its ceiling. So I believe we're in the infancy with this project, but I know for sure we're in our infancy. We're only 2.5 years old. We're already the fastest growing network marketing company in 100 years, and so that's an exciting place to be. And anyway, I'm just very grateful and appreciative. Thank you, Kevin, for letting me be on here. World-class leader, becoming a very, very good friend. And so that's it for me. I'll be quiet and let y'all get back to it.
Awesome. Thanks for popping in. I know you got a bunch going on. You just checked in to ask me what I was up to, and I'm like, go to Zoom Avengers, you'll see. So glad to have your time for sure. And lots of other great people on this call and in this team that are making it happen from all over the globe. So guys, without any further ado, we are about to wrap up, but we have saved the absolute best for last. This is a really good personal friend of mine, a business partner of mine in and out of network marketing. We come from opposite sides of the world, but we both have a passion for helping people. We both have a tremendous understanding of network marketing at like a crazy, crazy level. And we do everything possible to help other people understand it as well. This gentleman has earned incredible sums of money. He's very passionate about horses. He has a tremendous stable of horses, show jumpers. His son is a championship rider. And, I'm just really, really proud that he's here on the team. I think it's a huge blessing. It's a huge reason why we're growing at the speed of why we are. And just to give you an inkling of what I'm talking about, and also a little bit of vision for what is possible, in one of his companies alone, he had 850,000 people in his downline. IX is the fastest growing company in the history of network marketing right now, and we have 200,000 people, and we just did $43 million last month. If we maintain this pace, we'll do $500 million in the next 12 months. So crazy, crazy numbers. And speaking of crazy numbers, there's nobody more appropriate to share the comp plan with you, how you make the money. And he has a very unique strategy that many of you guys are employing. And from my 30,000 feet is how I build. I wasn't sure if it was for me, but that's why we listen to people. That's why we take opinions. That's why we take a temperature of others. And as I asked 10 random people on my team, 9 loved it. And I understood why. You've got to remember where you started and not where I am right now. So I've even reversed my course. I now preach his teachings of how to make sure everyone gets into profit as soon as possible. So without any further ado, please just turn off your phones, turn off the chat. Let's focus in for the next 15 minutes. I promise you, it's going to make a tremendous impact on your business. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to present to you my good friend and business partner, Mr. Hugh Paul Ward.
Hey, thanks for the nice introduction, Kevin. Thank you so much. Guys, I've been in the industry, what, I'm going to say 20 something years, 22, 23 years maybe. And I'm part-time in the industry because I have conventional business and other interests. But I make a more than full-time income from the industry. And as you said, I built a team. It took me 10 years with 850,000 distributors without any spillover. It was a binary. So I understand binary inside out. I understand dual teams. And this is one of the strategies we used. And I just like sharing it with people. So again, there's no right way or wrong way to do it, but this is one strategy you might employ. So I take it, Kevin, you can hear me okay. And also you can see the rewards program written on the screen there. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So guys, the details behind the comp plan is in the download section and you'll find it there. It's a 16-page document, and some of the things that I'll be referring to are in that document. So I highly suggest you devour it over the next 2 weeks. Every line, think about what that line meant. Read it again to yourself. Imagine, could you explain what business volume is to somebody else? And really, if you want to master anything, you've got to put a lot of time and effort into it. They say it takes about 10,000 hours to be an expert at anything. So if you want to learn how to play the guitar or the piano, or you want to be good at, like our CEO is a black belt at martial arts. There's a lot of time and effort put in to be an expert at anything. And lots of people are joining our business who have little or no experience in our business, but it's just a process that you'll grow and you'll learn. And when you don't understand something, you hear it again and again, no different than hearing a song on the radio. You kind of pick it up a little bit at a time, and the next time, and the next time, and you get the chorus, and then you get the words. But the good news is our software understands it all. And one of the parts in the document here, page 10, will tell you about the various ranks that we need to create. So, and we're going to look at that because it is possible to earn over $100,000 a year building one side of your dual team business. So that's really, really cool. And you'll see me coming up with these numbers: 1,040, 3,600, 10,800, 25,000. You'll see those numbers coming up in my presentation. That might help you guys understand it. I'm just going to show you my first week's, my first 5 weeks rank bonuses. In the first week, I got the first rank. In my second week, I missed the next rank. I jumped a rank. And then the next, since that, then it's gone up to the influencer rank. So within about 3 weeks of starting, I was able to get this $1,000 a week. Now, $1,000 a week for me is very important because that tells me it's a business. If I make 100 a week or 200 a week or $54 a week, or, it's not a business, it's a hobby. But when you're making 1,000 a week, it's as good as a full-time job. And this is essentially residual once you build your structures correctly. So to get $1,000 a week is a very important part for me. And I'm sure for you and all your team, earning $1,000 a week would be important for you. And you can see the dates: the 28th, the 4th, the 11th, the 25th. After my first 4 weeks, this was my, I think this was my 4th week's income. Then my next week, it jumped to 10. Now, guys, that's not 6,000 1 week and 10,000 the next. That's 6,000, and then it jumped to 10. So I made about $4,000 that week. And then the next week it went to 15,000. So it jumped from 10 to 15. I made 5,000 that week. And then the next week it jumped 5,000 again. So I'm on about 5,000 a week. And this week it dropped to 3,000. Yeah, this week it dropped to 3,000. You can see I have 850 members in the team. So the only reason I'm showing those figures is I've only introduced about 4 or 5 people. So you don't need a lot of people to be successful at this. You probably need to put a little bit of energy and effort into learning. And I tell people there's 3 things you need to do or learn. You need a burning desire if you want to have success at this, really burning desire. It's the same as anything. If you want to, if you want to be in the next Olympics competing in one of the events, you need a real burning desire to succeed. You got to be willing to learn what to do, how to get better, learn the system, learn, and you're going to make lots and lots of mistakes. The only reason I'm successful and Kevin's successful and your speakers here are successful is we've made so many mistakes and we learn from our mistakes. And that's the same in life. When you were a child and your parents eagered you up off those little knees and you stood on the side of that sofa and you took that first step and fell, what did they do? They reached out, they helped you up again, and you took another step and they went, oh, look at Miss Shonda, and she's fantastic. She took a step and she fell and she fell, and then she got up again and took 2 steps, and then she ran to mommy, ran to daddy, and all of a sudden we learn how to walk. And for most of us, it takes probably, we're at least a year old when we're starting to walk, and we're probably a year old when we're starting to get our first words. And imagine our first words, mama, dada, a year later. And when you're a baby in this business, because I'm a baby in this business, I mean, I went out to Barcelona about 8 weeks ago, and I hadn't even started this business. I was evaluating the business. I took 1 person with me to Barcelona, and already now I've built a team of, I forget what that number was it 800 or something like that, which is pretty good. It's not up to my normal standard, but it's pretty good because we're still evaluating and still trying to come to terms with it and seeing how to best do it. So with that said, maybe you'd like to follow a strategy. You don't have to, but you can learn from it, twist it, adopt it. I always tell people, because very often we're involved with cross lines, is check with your active upline. Are you happy enough to use this strategy? So it's very, very simple. My strategy, because there are about 4 or 5 different memberships, you will notice very soon that the $180 membership will be removed. So you're left with about 4 choices. I always figure that the $145 is my sweet point in the business. And that's a subscription of $145. Now, people generally don't like subscriptions, but that's really because they weren't enjoying the products they were getting for that subscription. If you pay for Netflix, do you like paying it? No, but do you get a benefit? Yes. If you're paying for your cell phone or your broadband connection, do you like paying it? No, but do you get benefit? Yes. There's so many benefits in our 145 subscription. It kind of is like a eat all you want from the products of IX. It allows you to access the whole library. And whilst understanding the node product in itself is a lot of information, there are other products there that we can also benefit from. So I think this is the best one. And from one of our, there's a gentleman who earns $1 million a month with this company. He's on this one. So I figured that if he's making $1 million a month, well, maybe I should copy what he's doing. So the 145 is my sweet spot because it gives you a lot of products, but it also gives you 90 points in business volume. And you'll have to understand that as well. Because we're highlighting this node product as well, I would also, I highly recommend buying the node. That's definitely going to be very beneficial for you and your family and possibly for generations. So you can create generational wealth by acquiring or buying a node because it pays for 4,000 days. Well, it's actually 4,000 days plus. That's a perpetual license. So tomorrow, even if you have the license today, it'll still be 4,000 days. And next Monday, it'll still be 4,000 days. So I don't want to confuse you on that, but just believe me that it's a perpetual potential from these nodes because the daily rewards, as these projects continue to grow, are going to be quite significant in the purchase. Some people just don't have the money to purchase a node full out. They start at about $1,500 and they go up to maximum $15,000, but very often the maximum is about $6,000. That is quite a bit of money, but not really. Many of you have bought homes at $100,000 and more, and it doesn't make you any money. Many of you bought a car at $10,000 or more, and that doesn't make you money. So buying a node at $6,000 or $3,500 or whatever it is, if you get into the project earlier enough, it's less, it costs less. So it's definitely a great idea. If you can't afford it, then I would suggest dip your toe in the water with the rentals with a view to upgrading to purchase one, because I don't believe the rentals will always be about. The projects are selling out that fast, ladies and gentlemen. I bought a natural gas node for $4,500. Within 2 weeks, it had jumped to $6,000. Now they're gone. And these things are going to sell out because this business is just going through the roof right now. So anyway, I would in this presentation highly recommend everybody to have a minimum, if you're not going to buy a node, to have a minimum of renting a node once a month. Now, when you rent a node, you also get 90 BV. So this is business volume. The computer running the software for your payments checks the business volume. So when someone subscribes at 145, you get 90 business volume. When they rent a node, you get 90 business volume, giving you 180 business volume. And this is a great way to set up your business. We just looked at some figures earlier from Kevin, and his average per person out of 1,700 people was 291 BV, 291 BV. So that was much more than what I'm suggesting here. And Kevin alluded to that. Take a note of that number. That's what he was referring to. If I'm only talking about 180 here, this is very, very within our means. Very, very, these numbers are very reasonable, what I'm going to use. Now, the plan's very, very simple because there are only 4 bonuses in total. So when we do a compound training, there's not much you can do. In my presentations, I generally cover the most of it because there's only 4 bonuses. There's other companies there that have 10 bonuses, but the truth is you'll probably get 3 of them, and it's only the big leaders or the big players will access all 10. But here we have 4 bonuses. And what the software does is it sets you up with 2 compensation plans, one overriding the other. There's 2 side by side happening at the same time. So like any business, I tell people, every business requires customers. Think about it. Your local shop, your local gas station, everybody, the church needs customers. Everyone needs customers. The government needs customers. We are customers of the government to produce revenue. The hotel needs customers. The taxi driver needs customers. Every business requires customers. Facebook needs customers. Everybody, you know, so your little business requires customers. And who is a customer? A customer is anyone. You know, even in my own house here, my son's a customer because he's not building the business, but he has nodes. He has 40 nodes. My other son has 20 nodes. My daughter has told me for this last 3 weeks she's going to buy nodes and still hasn't. And I mean, I can't force her to buy the nodes, but we keep showing her how our nodes are doing. She says, yeah, I'll do it this weekend. I'll do it this weekend. So she's procrastinating. But at the same time, every business needs customers. But through those customers, you will find, and we had one gentleman on the call who came in as a customer and got some nodes. He's now making $1,000 a day. He's now seeing the potential of sharing this with other people. And I find that most people aren't comfortable sharing with other people because they think there's a stigma attached to offering somebody an opportunity. And maybe they've had a bad experience, but there should be no stigma attached to sharing this with everybody. Everybody in the world deserves to hear about this company. They don't have to do it. So they don't have to do it or join, but it's at least your obligation to share it with them because it's really, really special. And if you feel that specialness about what your product is, that will exude from you. That potential guest will buy from you because, wow, this person really likes this product. This person sees real value in it. Now, every single one of you is already a marketeer. And people say, oh, I'm a sales, you're not a sales guy. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do what you do. I can't talk like you talk. I couldn't sell this. I said, no. Hold on a second. I'm just looking at your jumper. It says Tommy Hilfiger on it. Yeah. Your wife's handbag is MK, Michael Kors. You are promoting Puma, Adidas, Nike, Toyota, Range Rover, Rolls Royce, whatever it is you drive, the car you drive, the clothes you wear, you're an automatic marketing machine. And you're telling people about who got your, the ladies are telling their friends, hey, who did your hair? Who did your nails? Yeah. The guys are saying, who fixes the car? Can you recommend a plumber? I need a good CPA. I need an accountant. Can you tell me a nice place to eat? Where did you go on holiday? So every single one of us is a marketing machine. And when you know that, this business will work for you, that you are a marketing machine and you will have success. All you have to do is use that, that marketing. Now, every one of you knows 1,000 people by their first name. If you're over 21 years of age listening to this, by the time you were 21, you know 1,000 people by their first name. And you go back to first school, second school, university, wherever it was, your first job, your part-time job, your family, your church, your recreation, your sports, you go through that whole list, you know 1,000 people. And what I suggest you do is, between now and the beginning of the year, get yourself a diary for your business. Get yourself a 2023 diary and start over the next 2 weeks, put those 1,000 names down. Take them out of your cell phone and get them into your list. And don't say, oh, well, why would I write them down when I have them here? There's a purpose in this. Get them onto that list. And then your next step is to get them off that list onto a presentation. And we'll teach you that on another segment. But I highly recommend that you get a diary, get all your dates in, where the events are, when your 28-day renewals are. Set your goals up inside this. I'm going to reach, builder by the 10th of January. By the 10th of February, I'm going to hit the next rank, my goal is to be, at the end of March, influencer, whatever it is, get it in the book and get it in writing. And now you're creating a vision or a diary of what's going to happen next year in your life. And it's very, very important, because out of those 1,000 people, I would put an asterisk beside the top 100 that you think would really be easy to talk to about this. Out of those 1,000 names, just identify the top 100, put the 100 on the webinars. And if somebody does a really, really bad job and you put 100 people on a webinar, you'll definitely get 3 or 4 that say yes. And that's really bad odds. You write down 1,000 names, identify the top 100, put the top 100 onto a webinar. You might have 3 on this week, 2 on the next day, 1 on the following week, 5 on the next week. Go through the 100, get them onto the webinar. And if the presenter does a really bad job, you'll still have 4 people in your business. And if you do that and they do that, you will make a lot of money. And I'm going to show you how you make the money. What you do is, when you get your first person in the business, the system automatically pays you $15 from the subscription, and you'll get that every month. So every month this customer subscribes, you get this 15, and you will have 90 points in this side of the compensation plan. We'll look at that in a moment. At the same time, if they rent a node, you're going to get $10 for that node rental. And you're also going to get another 90 points placed in here for your first customer. So out of $145, you've got 15 in your back office to take out on Friday. And you've got $90 sitting over here. So you can say they're paying out 90 plus 15. There's $105 being paid out of the 145, leaving the company just $40 to run the business and to run the back office and to develop the products and to do the events. But out of that $40, there's more money to come out of it, if you understand. I'm just showing you these commissions now, so there's more to come out of that. So it's a really high paying out system. So would you rather a company that pays out, if you're going to build a business and bring in $1 million of business, do you want a company that pays out 50% of that, or a company that pays out 75% plus? You want a company that pays out 75% plus. You've just found it. You don't need to look for any other company. If we're going to build any business, no matter what company it's with, and we bring in $1 million of business, this is the company to do with it, because the payout is best for us. Okay, it's best for the end user, for the affiliate, or for what we call ourselves brand ambassadors. So you've expanded your business. Now you expand it again. It's like opening shops. It's like, my father went to a place called La Jolla, just north of San Diego. He went out there 30 years ago, and he bought a car. It's a Mercedes station wagon, and he started doing taxi fares or transportation company. And he worked really hard and really hard. He didn't know anybody in San Diego or La Jolla. He just worked hard and worked hard and worked hard. And he worked that hard. He got that much business. He had to get a second car. And really, that was the first car, and that was a second car. And then he got one of my brothers to drive the third car. And then he got another brother to drive the fourth car. And he ended up with 13 stretch limousines, driving the rich and famous around La Jolla and all around California. And he built a it was a multi-million dollar business he's built through word of mouth, recommending customers, customers recommending other customers. And all he did was have one car and expand and expand and expand. Why do you expand? The reason you expand your business is because you are busy in your current career or life. You might only be able to give this 10 hours a week. But if you give this 10 hours a week and this person gives it 10 hours a week and this person gives it 10 hours a week and this person gives it 10 hours a week, you now have 40 hours of leverage. You have 40 hours of effort being put into your business, but you're only employing 10 hours of yourself. So when you understand why sharing this and developing a network is beneficial, you'll understand that this is a good thing to do and share with people. I think people are timid. They're afraid to talk because they don't know what to say. Yeah, and I can teach you what to say as well, but maybe not on this call. But essentially, once you're comfortable with our company and our product and our compensation plan, you should be able to share this with anyone and develop a business. Now, the second person, if they follow this strategy or this system, because I call it a system. System is save you energy, time, and money. That's what a system does. Systems work. Yeah. People fail. That's what I say. Systems work, but people fail. People fail in sport, in their marriage. They fail at their job. They fail in their career. They fail in different things. But systems work. So follow the system. Expand your business. Get everybody to do 180 points. So what happens is you'll get $15 and $10 out of the next person, $15 and $10 out of the next person. And that's you expand it to the power of 3. You have that leverage. So now you've got at least 40 to 60 hours a week going into your business now. So the good thing is that the software will pick this up, that you now have expanded to the power of 3. And in doing so, it gives you that first bonus. And this is a monthly bonus. It's not a weekly bonus. This one is a monthly bonus. Well, it works for the first couple of ranks. After you get to the 3rd rank, this drops off because you're now on the bigger the bigger reward. So this $100 comes into you now. This ambassador bonus comes into you. And now you can see that the $145 really outweighs what you're paying in terms of a product and service. Remember, this is not $145 to get 90 points. This is $145 to enjoy the benefits of the service, to enjoy the travel, to enjoy the trading signals, to enjoy the education, to enjoy the nodes. This is your back office. This is your rent, your rates, your staff, your insurance. This is your deliveries. That fee is nothing. And when you understand that, wow, I love subscriptions now, because subscription model programs work. The companies that don't have a subscription, you'll find after a year and a half, 2 or 3 years, they're out of business. And you'll find that the big giants in the industry are have a residual subscription going on, because this comes again next month and next month and next month. And that's what I like. Yeah. In my other business, we put jukeboxes and pool tables out into pubs and clubs and centers, amusement centers. And the jukebox makes money over and over and over and over again. Yeah. So I like that style of income. Or like real estate. If you rent out a property, you only rent it out essentially the once, and you get paid over and over and over and over again for doing a job once. Or if you could sing a song or write a book, you get paid these royalties over and over and over again. This is the model here. You duplicate yourself at least to the power of 3. You know, now if you write down a list of 1,000 people, narrow it down to the top 100, and you only get 3 or 4, this is fantastic. And teach them to do the same system. Because if they do the same, that 3 becomes 9. 9 becomes 27. 27 becomes 81. 81 becomes 243. 243 becomes 729. 729 to the power of 3 becomes 2,187, etc., etc. So you can duplicate not only the manpower or the woman power in your business, but the man hours and the woman hours in your business is duplicating. If we all do this part-time, you know, you need to be looking for about 10 hours a week to do this part-time. I said that to somebody last night. This is, I'm too busy. I've no time. I have no time to do that. I says, you only need 10 hours. He says, but I wouldn't have 10 hours. I'm busy. I've got up in the early in the morning, go to work. I says, I'll give you 10 hours right now. I says, get up an hour early in the morning. Every morning, there's 7 hours. And go to bed an hour later than you normally do. There's another 7 hours. There's 14 hours. You only need 10. Let's get started. All right. So there's always an answer to an excuse. So what we do now is we want to go for that first rank, and we were Delighted to see so many people hitting that builder position. And some of you on the call are builders, and we didn't recognize you because this is not a company effort presentation. This is just ourselves, our own community, our own team. And we need to find out where we get that list of who's promoted. But if you stay well enough connected to your upline, to your active upline, to the leaders that are making the noise in the business, they're going to know about you, and your name's going to be on that list. If you're secretly, quietly working away on your own and you don't communicate and you don't come into the events, you don't attend the webinars, then we mightn't just pick up, so the onus is on you too to be able to get your name up there on lights. And what I suggest, and I'll tentatively suggest this now, if we do this presentation again, do me one favor for you and your family. Rank up one more rank, whatever it is. If you're a builder, just go to the next one. Yeah, if you're an influencer, just go to the next one. Whatever it is, just rank up one before the next Super Saturday, if you can do that. Now, if we do it within less than a month, maybe not, but the one after that, let's call it, in the next 6 weeks, you want to be ranking up. You saw that I ranked up in a couple of weeks to influencer in just a couple of weeks. So it is possible. I'm not saying it's, everybody can do it if you follow a system. So the first position we want to reach is the builder position. And this is the first sign of leadership. And you need 1,040 points. There's one rule, and that rule is you can only take 35% of those points. So you can take 35% of this number from this line, and this line. Now, if you have 4 or 5 or 6 people, that's also okay. I'm just reducing it to 3. So this number required for your promotion, you can take 35% of that number from any one of these lines. In other words, if this person here did all 1,040 points for you, you wouldn't be qualified. They can't get you. You can only take 35% of what you need from this line, and this line. Okay. Now, what you get here is if you do reach this, it's quite exciting because you get your $87.50. Now, you saw when I showed you my first week, I got $87.50. It wasn't my biggest paycheck. I wasn't impressed. I'm only kidding. I was very impressed because that was the first stepping stone. I only got started. I started to see $87.50. I said, this works. This works. Next week, I'm going for the 200. I missed the 200 and I got the 500 bonus, but we'll look at that in a moment. And then the next week, I got the 1,000 bonus. So, but you might do it a little bit slower than me. You might do the first one in a month, the second one in a month, and the third one in a month. That's fine as well. Now, $87.50 works out at about $350 a month. If you multiply that by a 7-day week times 4, 28 days, you're getting $350 a month. Now, if you've already qualified for this, there's $450, and your direct bonuses, because you get paid what's called a direct sales bonus. Every time a product or a subscription is sold, you get this direct bonus as well. So adding all of that together, it's quite easy to see that $500 a month is very achievable when you get this 1,040 points. What I like to show people is how easy it is to get 1,040 points. And I always go to the calculator because it's better than my brain. 1040 is what we need. And if we use this strategy and this system, systems work, people feel. So the system is saying, if we can teach people to do this, you got $180 per person on average, divide the 1,040 by 180, you need less than 6 customers in your entire network, in your entire business, for you to get in around 500 a month. 6 people. So that's not a lot of sales. You could do those 6 yourself. The easiest way to get the 6 is help these people develop. So they bring in 1, this lady brings in 1, this gentleman brings in 1. There's 6. You brought in 3 and there's 3 more. That's 6. And that would be you well qualified for this 350 plus the other bonuses. So if you can do that and teach people to do that, that's the building block. You don't need to know any more about the comp plan. That's it. If you can do that and teach your 3 to do that. You see, if you teach this person to bring in 6 in their team, and you teach this person to develop 6 and this person to develop 6, well, what happens now is they're all qualified at 1,040, but now you're qualified for the next rank at 3,600 points. Again, the rule is you can only take 35% of the points required out of each line of business. Now, you might not understand that right now, but let's understand this. You can take 35% of the points you need for the next promotion, 35% of that number from any one line of sponsorship you do. So if you've got 10 lines of sponsorship that you've introduced 10 people, you can take 35% of that number from each of those 10 numbers. If you've only got 3 people, it's 35% of that number from each of those 3. Okay, so you need a minimum of 3. Why do you need a minimum of 3? Well, 35% of 1 and 35% of 2 is 70%, and another 35% is 105%. Okay, so that's why you need 3 people. Later on, you only need 2 people, but here you need 3. Now this puts you on the 200 a week. This is the one I missed. I missed the 200. I jumped to the next one. So 200 a week is $800 per month. $800 per month. $800 per month, plus these other little bonuses, plus what you make here, which I haven't calculated yet. I would tentatively say that anybody at this rank is making $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year. And that's a lovely, sweet point. If you can help people make any of these 2 ranks, they're with you for life. They're going to be here. And again, that repeat business. If you don't teach this and don't help people achieve this, that's why you're making money. You're getting paid to help. Why I'm making money is because I'm teaching and helping people to make money. You're getting paid for training. You're getting paid for helping them do this. So, you know, my mortgage went up, as many of you know now, 500 extra. In this last 7 months, it's just gone up and up and up. Gas prices have gone up. Electricity has gone up. Now you can have a comfort zone that, you know, this business, this part-time business from home is now helping your lifestyle, is helping reduce some of your overheads, is covering, the UK has officially gone into, it was mentioned recently, it's officially gone into recession. I believe the US already has done it, but we're coming into a global gloom and doom scenario, probably for the next couple of years. So what can you do to see your way out of that? What can you do to help your family and to maintain your lifestyle or improve your lifestyle? You couldn't do anything better, I think, than start a little business like this and follow this little system. Now, to get the 3,600 points, very easy, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because you type in 3,600 points, and if everybody follows the system, you get 180 points on average from each person. Now you require 20 in your entire team, just 20 customers. With this model, you need 20 customers to get $1,000 a month. Now, you didn't get these 20 yourself. You got these 3. Because if you help this person get 6 and this person gets 6 in their team and you help them build out to 6, you've got 18, 19, 20. There's actually 21 customers in your business. You only needed 20 to do this. And you have that nice 35% split quite nicely if you help these lines work together. And you can find that in your back office with rank analysis. You can go into each person's name. You can see what they need and how they need to go. Now, there is one thing that I'll tell you over here. Over here, you need 1 left and 1 right to start qualifying for these ranks. You need 1 person left and 1 person right in your dual team. But we'll take a look at that in just a minute. The next promotion is 10,800. Again, it's the same rule, 35%. You get 500 a week, which is 26,000 a year, plus the other bonuses. You know, you're going to be on 2,500 a month or 30 grand a year, quite comfortably $30,000 a year if you reach 10,800. Again, we'll just use the calculator. It doesn't tell any lies. 10,800. We divide it by 180 per person on average if we all follow this system. So you only need 60 in the entire team. Is 60 hard to find? No. You help these people here shoot for 20. Okay, so this guy shoots for 20 in his team. This lady shoots for 20 in her team. This gentleman shoots for 20 in his team. And if you help them do that, you automatically have the 60 that you need here. Okay, because it's all of these customers work towards you. You still only have 3 yourself, but you've now 60 in the team because you've helped this person reach this rank, this person reach this rank, and this person reach this rank. We'll do one more. The next one is 25,000 points. The good news is you can now use 40% of the volume. 40% of 25,000 means you can use $10,000 of BV, 10,000 BV from any one of these lines, which is much better than 35%. It actually gets easier. So the bigger it gets, the easier it gets for you. The good news is you saw me after 3 weeks getting $1,000 per week. That works out about $52,000 a year. 52,000 plus the other bonuses, you're going to be on 60,000 easily, even if you do very little over here. So that would work out about $5,000 a month part-time. Now, we'll do the calculation on this one. Needing 25,000 points in your business. There we go. We'll divide it by 180 per person. And that would mean we would need just less than 140 people. Let's round that up to 140. With 140 customers in your business, you'd be making $60,000 a year. Well, how do you get $140 in your business? You help these same 3 people. You see, it's like a marriage. You don't recruit and leave them. You marry these people. Yeah, like you married your mortgage. I married my mortgage for 25 years of my life. So you marry your front line, you work with them. These are the people you like. These are the people you want to talk to every day. These are the people you want to travel the world with. These are the people you want to go to those events to. So you work with these. These are partners of yours, and you work with them and help them go for that 60 points. So if you help them build a little team of 60, and this one builds a team of 60, and this one builds a team of 60, these 3 people are actually shooting for this rank. You help him get to this rank, you help this lady get to this rank, you help this gentleman get to this rank. If they get to that rank, you know they have 60 each. 60, 60, 60. That's 180 plus the 3 that you brought. That's 183. How many do you need? 140. You're oversubscribed for this bonus, and that would bring you closer to the next. And of course, we have people already in a very short time. Kevin already has achieved some of the next levels as well. It just gets easier. I think that's enough to show you. This is called our rank bonuses. Now, the good thing is, ladies and gentlemen, you can build all of the structure on one side of your dual team. So let's just for a moment jump over here and talk about another income. So this is one income. This is an income direct. The direct sale bonus is an income. And now we're going to talk about another income over here. So this is a dual team, like a dual carriageway. Dual meaning 2. Yeah, dual way, or binary. Binary means 2 as well. You might hear of binary. Some people like binary, some people don't like binary. The reason they don't like it is because they can't build it or they don't understand it. I'm going to show you how you can build it, but you can earn effectively here $100,000 on one side of this leg of this business, and it's quite easy. So what I would do, if you're new to this business, again, if you have some success or had success in the past, you might be able to build 2 legs at the same time. It's a bit like you've ever heard like a dog can't catch 2 rabbits at the same time. You know, he runs into the field and there's 2 rabbits and one goes left and one goes right. Where does the dog go? Which one does he catch? Which one does he go after? So same here. I would build one side till you feel it's strong enough to develop, you know, it's going to carry on before I would entertain developing the other one. It's a bit like I had a shop in 1998 and it took me 8 years after that one shop before I opened my second shop. And I went to a different town and opened another shop. But after building a shop for 1 year or for 8 years, then I expanded. I opened another shop. And a year and a half after that, I opened my third shop. So that was me expanding again. But I don't think I could have done the 2 at once because I didn't have the team behind me. I didn't have the management to do that. I didn't have the system in place to do that. So I built one shop up till I had its revenue going well, that I had its customer base nice, it was making nice profits. Then I opened another shop 8 years later after I got that one done, because I learned so much in the first shop. I was able to open the second shop and get it into it was actually making more than the first shop after a year and a half. And then I opened my third shop and then I started to expand my business. So all good businesses expand. So there's nothing wrong with sharing this with other people, because all you're doing is expanding your very nice business. The difference with this business is you don't have a shop window, except this is your shop window. Your Zooms or your webinars are your shop window. Yeah. But you don't have to pay rent and rates to a landlord to have this shop. You know, you can have a small subscription to have an international digital blockchain business. And now you're involved in commodities, you're involved in gold, you're involved in silver and oil, you're involved in natural gas. It's beautiful business for 145. You've got to start loving the products and loving what you're doing and what you represent. And then this will be a doddle for you. People have if people shy off from this, there's something wrong with them, not with this company, not with this business. Now, you have a left and a right side. What I would suggest you do is you ask your active upline or your introducer, what side of the holding tank did you put me out onto? Did you put me out onto the left or did you put me out onto the right? Where am I in your business? And the upline says, hold on, let's check it. Yeah, you're on my left side. Okay, so if you're on the left, what I would do is I would start building your left side, what Kevin calls the common leg there. So the first person, even though you got paid $25 for this, you also got $90. You got that $180 was put over here in business volume for you, okay? So the second person, why not allow them to come in here for 180 points under the first? So as this second person joins your business, both of you enjoy the volume of sales. This person doesn't know this person necessarily, yet no, they're benefiting from the sales. So that's important when you're showing people the business, is to get them into the business fast, get them out of the holding tank onto the tree, because they could potentially benefit from what we call overspill. Overspill is not guaranteed. You should create the overspill yourself, and I'll show you how to do that. So the third person, why not put them in here as well? 90 and 90. So you're getting 90 points for the subscription and 90 points for the node rental. Now, if somebody rents 10 nodes, well, that's 900 points going in here. 990 points. Okay, so, and if somebody rents 10 nodes, that's $100 going in here, not 10. I'm using the bare minimum of 1 node per month. Bearing in mind it lasts probably 60 days, it's going to fall off. But if you have another one coming behind in another month, it's almost like compounding your nodes. So there's a methodology and strategy built into this from a residual daily reward system as well, because you've always got nodes, live nodes happening. Now, what I also then suggest is you teach these 3 people this system, and teaching them this system, what I've shown you here, but also here, they follow the same system. So the first person brings their first one in on the left. Okay, well, I'll just put 180 points. They bring in their second person on the left. And you should do about 2 or 3, but just for this demonstration, we'll talk about 3. And then you bring in the next person for 180 points. So now there are 6 on this one leg, not 3, 6. And you teach the second person here to do the same. So they put in their 3, 180, 180, and 180. They're all linked to the second person. This is all going down one side. And then the third person, teach them the same, 180, 180, 180. And you can now see what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. We are building strength. We're building foundation. We're building power on one side of your business. And this very person here at the end benefits everybody in the lineup right back to Joe Martinez, the whole way up to the company. Everybody benefits from this 180, not just you. You benefit, but your upline, and everybody, all these points hold if you keep that subscription live. If you cancel your subscription, or if you don't renew your subscription, or if you forget about your subscription, that's why the diary is very important, that you have it in there. Notify yourself 7 days, or, oh dear, my subscription is due in 7 days. Then when that comes, make sure you pay it. You will get grace of 7 days, but don't leave it to that. If everybody's depending on grace, we're in trouble. So what we're actually doing here is we're building out to the power of 3 on one side of your business. So we all know our 3 times tables. 3 3s are 9, 3 9s are 27, 3 7 81, 3 times 81 is 243, 3 times that is 729. You've now got 1,000 people in this leg. And if they all follow that system, or most of them keep that up, this leg will go to China for you. That's what you want. You want that to run away to China so that you can then come across to the other side and employ the exact same strategy, but this time working to the right-hand side. Now, the good thing about doing this is, number one, is all of these people, if they shoot for this check, whether it's 500 a month that they need, or 1,000 a month, or whatever it is they need, that's the glue that keeps them in the business. If they try to build 2 legs and they're focused over here, they'll probably fail in the business. They're probably not strong enough. It's like having a weak member on a football team, you know. You wouldn't play them in the World Cup. You'd have to hold them off if they're that new, because they need to train. They need more coaching before they can do it their way. But if they do it this way, you're locking people in with a check and a story. I started a little business at the end of last year. I'm now making $30,000 a year part-time. I've only built one side. I'm about to start a brand new, but I'm about to launch the other side. Would you like to be at the top of my business? So you could be saying that statement to people in March, April, May, June next year. Would you like to be the top of my business? I'm already making 30,000 a year. I'm already making 60,000 a year. Or maybe it's only 12,000. I'm making 12,000 a year with my new business. I'm about to relaunch my business. How would you like to be at the top here? Now, what I suggest to do for eligibility is to collect these two bonuses, or these bonuses here, these rank bonuses. There is a rule where you need one left and one right. So what I would do is I would qualify that with a family member. Yeah, I would hold that position with a family member for the first two ranks. And then to qualify for this rank, the law changes. You need two left and two right. And maybe that's another family member to keep that side live whilst you build your paycheck. You know, I'd rather build myself 60,000 a year every year coming into the house on one side than try and figure out how to build two sides of this, trying to chase two rabbits. You see, the other thing is if somebody comes in on the inside here to build and you introduced me and put me in here, there's me. And all the funds happening down here, I'm missing all this volume and I'm left here to my own devices that I have to build both sides of my business. I'm going to fail. I'm getting no help because any business I do here, okay, this person benefits, and you benefit, but this person misses all my action. This person misses my action. This person misses my action. Everybody here misses my action and I miss theirs. So I don't want to be left on the inside. I want to be on the power with you. And if we build power with team and you wake up and that's why I have 800 members in the team now. I woke up, oh, it's 140. Oh, there's 280. Oh, there's 376. Wow, there's 447. Wow, can't believe. And this growth is happening. People get excited. Get me in, get me in, get me on the power team. And you create this energy that people want to be involved with you. Now, once you do that and you have your story and you're ready to start the other side, just do the exact same situation, but this time bring in a brand new 3 people. 1, 2, 3. But teach them to build 4, 5, 6. They put in 7, 8, and 9. She puts in 10, 11, and 12. And what you did here, you mirror that on the other side, and now you're in for some more money. If this is not enough, you're in for more money. What happens over here in the Jewel team is the software will pay you 10% of the volume of sales on whatever side is the lesser side. So if we built this one as an example, and this is a big side, then you're going to earn 10% of all the sales. You're going to get this plus 10% of the sales on the lesser side, unless you qualify for 15% or 20%. Well, the good news, ladies and gentlemen, if you become an influencer like I did, and many of you have as well, you're getting 15% of this volume instead of 10. So why not do this first and rank up? So you're getting better paid when you're ready to build this at 15% instead of losing money here by getting only 10%, 10%, 10%. You'll be getting 15% on this when you're ready to build that. That's just one of the strategies. And last, before I wrap up, is this caps at $500,000 per week. In other words, you don't need multiple positions. It's been taught in the past to have what's called a tri-spot, you and 2 here, left, right, blah, blah, and 5 spots and 7 spots. Nonsense. Nonsense. Is $60,000 not enough for any human in the world? $60,000 a year on one side? Is $30,000? Would that not keep you out of trouble? $30,000. You only need this rank. Very easy. 60 customers. But over here, you can earn $500,000 a week, which is $2 million a month. You don't need multiple positions. You couldn't keep them active. You couldn't subscribe them. You couldn't build both sides of them. You know, the reason people had multiple positions was because there was a cap of $10,000 a week or $30,000 a month cap. Some of the companies capped these binary plans to $30,000. So if you were making $30,000, you could have a second position to try and make another $30,000 and another position to make another $30,000. Ridiculous. The cap here is $500,000 and the company might up that. And why might they up it? They might up it because some people are getting very, very close. So if you allow me or permit me to just go now to to stop share. I didn't want to show that. Well, if you go to Business for Home, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see that we have people making between 300,000 a month up to slightly over $1 million a month with this plan, with this strategy. Why not? If they can make that kind of money with one position, why would you need any more than one? So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much. I hope that cleared up a few things for people, particularly the new people. If you didn't understand it, that's fine. I wouldn't have understood it the first time. I probably wouldn't have understood it the second time. But I'd say by the third time, I'd be getting the hang of it. So I wish you every success. I hope you use the next couple of weeks wisely. Some people are slowing down. This is when you're meeting family over the next couple of weeks, people you haven't seen for years. Maybe it was COVID a couple of years ago and you haven't seen people. Now's the time to say, well, how's things? What are you doing with yourself? Well, actually, I'm developing a new business on the internet. You are? What kind of business? Well, it's nearly too good to tell you. What? It's nearly too good for me to tell you what it is. What? Oh, God, what are you doing? I said, tell me this. Are you interested in making more money in 2023 than you've made in this last 2 years combined? Yeah. If I were to send you a link to some information, would you take a look at it? Oh, yeah. Okay. Would you go to a quiet place in the house, turn off all distractions, and really listen to it? Yeah. Okay. Let me send you a link to the presentation. And you can send them a link to a Zoom and agree with them that you call them immediately after the presentation to get them started, and you've only one question after the presentation. Have you decided how many nodes you want to buy or rent? Have you decided which node you want? That's the only question. Not did you like it? Do you understand it? No. Have you decided how many nodes that you require to change your family circumstances? Ladies and gentlemen, that's it from me. Thank you so much for allowing me to share this with you. I'm back on Monday night doing my presentation. That will be the last live. I'll be doing more, but that will be the last one on that channel this year. And I'll see you all in the new year, and we'll put a super strategy together for you again. So thanks very much.
Wow. I told you we were saving the best for last. Phenomenal job, my friend. Very, very exciting. A lot of people had epiphanies, aha moments. You simplified something that some found a little tricky to understand, and some still find a little tricky, but that's okay. You hear it multiple times, and then one day it clicks. Or better yet, as I always say, the computer understands it for us as well. So I want to thank you guys. I've seen it max out at about 140 something at its peak. We still have close to 100 on here. Kudos to you guys. We only started promoting this 48 hours ago. So thank you guys for taking your business seriously. Thank you guys for learning and going to teach others. Again, this was kind of thrown together. I think it turned out phenomenal. There's a few things, obviously, that we could have done a little bit better. We'll be a little bit more scheduled, a little tighter last time. Thanks for Brian Robert. I know he's gone, for jumping in. Thanks for Ozzy for jumping in. Super excited about that. How about that satellite? Can we get some kudos in the chats for that satellite, man? Big things are happening with this company. As big as you think this is, double it, triple it, 10x it. This is a big, big deal. And I know we have a lot of growing pains, and you can only make so many excuses for that. But again, you have to understand we're growing 400%, every 60 days right now. $43 million in November is $520 million a year. If we had time, I'd go on the top 100 companies and you'd see where $520 million puts you. Probably in the top 20, 25 companies in the world. And here we are, we're just getting started. Literally, we're 2.5 years old. This is record-setting pace. That's not hyperbole, that's a fact, a mathematical truth. So, and we pay out so much on the dollar. So again, you guys are in the right place at the right time. If you're mesmerized and impressed by some of the success people are having, then that's cool. If you feel like, well, what's wrong with me? Why is everyone doing so well and I'm not? Look, none of us have been here more than 90 days because I haven't been here 90 days, right? So we're still just figuring it out. But the good news is you took action, you got started, you're in the ecosystem. Many, many people over time will end up under you. And as you've seen, it only takes a few to really get this thing cranking. The maximum to the top of the comp plan, elite ambassador. All you need is 2 left, 2 right. The rest is volume. So 4 people. So it's not daunting. Just give it time for it to work. And like Hugh Paul said, maybe if you take your business down a notch over the holidays, sprinkle it out there. Let some friends that you know that are back in town for the holidays. You don't have to go through a full-blown presentation and bore people, but let them know you got something cooking, something special. And whatever you do, try to get to Utah. They still have tickets available. The tickets are free if you get a room. You guys were on the call the other day. Maybe we had that private call with the leaders with Joe. If you get a room by the 20th, so by next Tuesday, you get into the event for free. It's going to be well worth it. We're launching 2 new products at that time. So that's good. Couldn't come any sooner. And I'm excited to find out what those are. So big things coming. I'll be quiet. I just want to thank you guys again for being on. We're going to chop this up and make it into some segments that you can share with some people that didn't make it. But again, I can't stress enough how impressed I am that you guys have been on here for 2 minutes shy of 3 hours. Kind of long, but I think it passed relatively quickly. It doesn't feel that long. Again, a great commitment from you guys. I hope that the knowledge that you gleaned from this will reciprocate in results in your team. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We will see you guys soon. Make sure you join the chats. You heard Hugh Paul is doing this presentation one more time live before the holidays. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. And big things are coming, guys. Let's weather the storm. Let's do our best to kind of get over these humps and hurdles as the company irons out some of the bugs and kinks, because we are in the right place at the right time. And this is going to be such an amazing year coming up. You really, really have no idea. So that's pretty much it. Thank you to all the presenters. Sorry to some of the people we didn't get to. I know we had our Alicia on standby, Scott Struber on standby, a few other phenomenal testimonials, but for the sake of time, we had to keep it moving. We'll definitely get to you guys first up next go round. And with that being said, thank you to everybody around the world that's part of this movement, part of this team, part of this company. This call's officially over. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the group, and I'll see you guys on the next call.